you love to play. Oh, you love to play. Don't your comments won't relay. Sign this on my page for you. Oh my God, he changed. Young life, I can't see back karma. I just need some brains so I could keep myself in order.
Come on in the room, yeah. Come on in the room. He got problems, she got problems. Only I got 411 problems. Hey, hi, what's up, y'all? It's time for another story time, and I just realized that this is a series. So, welcome to the Billing Office Blues. Baby, we only got 2 more stories left, though, including this one. So after this one. But let's get into it. Welcome to the Tell All of Tatum. So remember in the last story I was telling y'all how people would come into my office, the file room. It was literally file room my office because it was like all the files, and then like I told y'all, in the corner was my desk, my setup, my computer, everything that I needed to get stuff done, to recheck intake of the patients, etc., etc. But most of the time when people were coming into my office, they were chattering, not about not about files. And I was also selective of what I want and who I wanted to listen to. Now, I had been there again for a year, probably like a year and a half, or maybe just right over a year. But I had gotten accustomed to certain people because remember I told y'all, people came, people left. People came, people left. Even some people who were there before me had already been like, release, goodbye, see you. So, and it wasn't necessarily them like being fired or quitting. Some of them found better opportunities and left. Like, that one thing about a job you have to realize, they don't have no problem releasing you. So don't have no problem finding another situation that's better for you. Even if that's include more money, a better work environment, a better manager, whatever works for you, please do that. Life is too short. So yeah, at this point in time, I knew certain people were in Cubicle Nation. So I knew Tatum. Tatum is Caucasian. Tatum was extremely sweet. Because that's going to give it away to those who still, yeah. So I got to give her something else. Put it like this. Tatum had another situation on the side that she was very popular for. And it wasn't bad. She was just very good at it. Yeah. And I don't want to say what it is because that's going to give it away. So, she was very good at it. So, she was also well known, especially in her community. Now, mind you, where I live, there are so many different cities and different places. It's probably places you've never heard of. And so, when she said where she was from, I was like, girl, where that's from? But I was like, but don't feel bad because where I'm from, you don't know either. Like, people have to compare my hometown. Well, not necessarily compare, but I always have to say between this place and this place, that's my hometown, and that's how they know me. We starting to get on the map a little bit, though. Shout out to Lil Baby, because you did that. Anyway, so, no, I'm not where from Little Baby is from. He was talking bad about my hometown, though. Don't act like you enjoy coming down there because we got pictures of you down there, sir. Anyway. anyway. So, yeah, like I had known, Tatum for a while because Tatum was there, of course, when I got there, and she was one of the nice people. I absolutely love talking to Tatum. Tatum was very nice. She was funny. She wasn't the typical, so to speak, force herself upon you type white girl. She was the cool, calm, and collective white girl who didn't mind being herself, and you just enjoyed her company. She didn't try too hard. She didn't try to maneuver around. She just had a conversation. She was just herself. She was just Tatum, and I like that. I like that. I like that. I like Tatum. So, yeah. So, this particular day, as I told y'all, like, people would come in and out of my office, and they would come in and chat most of the time about stuff that I didn't want to hear. Well, lo and behold, Tatum was coming in, and she needed more than one patient's chart. And so, and it was all in the same building. I think majority of it was all in the same building. I think it was one that wasn't, but that one we had looked for first, and it wasn't even in file. I think somebody else that had signed it out. But anyway, so the building that she needed, it was literally like at the bottom on the very front of the file room. So I was able to sit down because it was a lot of charts. So she was able to sit down too. So lo and behold, like, I am very attentive. So with me, it's like, again, I had been there for like up to a year. So it was like when your boyfriend or your significant other sends you flowers, or like they pop up and they surprise you for lunch. Like, a lot of the girlies, like, they used to like to take their mate around and, you know, like, oh, this is my man, this is my man, my man, my man, my man, my man. You know how y'all do. And I'm the type of girl where I'm not showing y'all nothing because I don't trust y'all. I don't trust y'all because some of y'all real sketchy, and it'll make sense in the next story. Hold that thought though. Anyway, so she, like, I had seen her boyfriend. Like, I had seen her boyfriend before. So he had come in, or he had sent her flowers, and she had talked about him, and she had pictures posted up in her cubicle. Me, Angel, don't bring a lot to her cubicle because at any given time, y'all can tell me to get the out. So, yeah, I ain't got much to pack except my snacks. If I still have some left over. If I don't, I ain't got to worry about that, baby. I just, take the little stuff down, throw them in the trash. Thank you for the opportunity. God bless we out. Because clearly, God has opened another door for me. All depends on how you react to stuff. Anyway, so I had seen him. So literally, like, while we were sitting there, we were talking, like, we were asking, I think, was this around Christmas time? It wasn't. I think Christmas had already passed. Unsure. But we're both sitting on the floor, and like, I'm pulling charts. You know what I'm saying? And so we're in between, like, slowly pulling charts, and I'm talking. Mind you, manager one, I remember I told y'all, like, her office was right by my office door. Like, literally, we're smack right next to each other. So where we're sitting at, we're right in front of the door, so to speak. Like, let's say the door is like, this is the door. I don't know why I'll be putting y'all over here. This is the door. So let's say Tatum was sitting, like, this is the door. So she's sitting like right here, like not smack in the middle of the door, but like literally like right on the cat corner. And I'm like, you can see me. I'm not in the door. Like, I'm sitting in front of the file cabinet, but you can see me straight in the door. So if you're walking up, you see me. You don't see Tatum. You will see, like, because she was sitting Indian style. So you would see her knee walking up. So you knew somebody else was in there. You just didn't know who until you came completely in the door. But you can see me. So anyway, that's how we were sitting. And so in between, again, as I'm pulling the charts, because she was like, pull slow. Because, again, she had a lot. But manager one, like, is her boss. So she had her door open. So you can hear whatever is being said at this very moment. So anyway, me and Tatum, like, I talk. So I'm asking, like, hey, how's your mom? How's your dad? Because her dad, who was like her stepdad, but he raised her, so he was her dad. You know, like, there's people who step in and step up, and you don't put step you don't put bonus, you put my dad, my mom. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, how's your dad? How's your mom? And so she was explaining that her dad would do something very special, so that involves kids. Nothing crazy, but he would do something very special that involved kids. So she was telling me about that, that event and how things went. And like, we was just talking, like just literally chatting it up. And so I noticed like the ring on her finger. No, her boyfriend. Yeah, I noticed the ring on her finger. Let me stay focused. I noticed the ring on her finger, and so I was like, your boyfriend proposed. And when I said that, like, she moved her hand. And I was like, wait, what? And I was like, girl, wait, what? And so she was like, can I talk to you? So those who watch my vlogs, and I've even mentioned in my story times, I'm nosy. And I like Tatum. So, baby, I'm all ears. Talk to me, love. I was like, yeah, girl, what's up? What's going on? So she takes this deep breath. And so she was like, nobody really knows that the boyfriend that y'all met is not my boyfriend anymore. Mind you, the boyfriend that was all over her cubicle proposed to her. Right? So I was like, wait. I was like, oh, so you still wearing the ring? And I was like, that's understandable. Me just going. That's understandable, because I'm thinking like you are beating yourself up because you still wearing the ring, right? So I was like, girl, no, that's understandable. Like, if y'all been together, hell, you ain't got to be together over a year. Like, if it could be 2 months. If you feel like this person was your everything, then in your mind, he's your everything. So you have every right to grieve that relationship. Like, stop telling people like they can't grieve certain stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I be looking at people sideways sometimes, because it's like, if they treating you like shit, why you grieving? You better give God praise that these people is no longer here. What is wrong with you? Because, baby, I had to tell myself that too. So I ain't judging, but I'm just saying. Anyway, so I'm sitting here going like, girl, like, just, like, it's okay. Like, that's understandable. Like, y'all had, you had a relationship. This man proposed and it didn't work out, and you not ready to let that go yet. Like, that's understandable. Right? That girl said, no, it's like a huge mess right now. And I'm going, how would it be a huge mess? Like, y'all were together. Whatever happened. It didn't work out. So y'all called off the engagement. But as of right now, because you're not ready to move forward, or you're not ready to take off the ring because clearly he didn't ask for it back, it's okay. It's okay for you to wear the ring. She said, well, no, this is not the ring that he bought me. I said, oh, so he upgraded and he took the old ring and he put on a new one. No. Okay, no. I said, well, girl, I'm confused. I'm confused at this point. What you talking about? And so she was like, no, I'm engaged, but I'm engaged to my new boyfriend. Hold on, Tatum, you a player? Hold on. So she started laughing because, like her face, she was stressed out. Mind you, what most black men don't understand, because a lot of times the media portray black women as this angry, uneducated, ghetto, only after your money type female, and Caucasian women are told when they are sent to college to get their education, get your education, my love, but also look for your husband and make sure he's at a certain stature. Make sure his major, his job will be enough money to take care of you and the kids without you working, without you using your degree. Their degree is a fallback plan. The real prissy girls are indoctrinated to look for a husband with a lot of money in college. So, black men, you really don't know the behind the scenes of what goes on. Hence, yeah. Anyway, her face was stressed or whatever. And so when I said, Tatum, you a player, she laughed. And it kind of broke the realness for her. Because in my mind, I'm thinking like, girl, it's not that much of a big deal that this didn't work out. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not like belittling your feelings, but it's like, this didn't work out. It's okay. You're going to take time to heal. And if you're still wearing the ring right now, that's cool too. Like, it's not a problem. You shouldn't be beating yourself out about still wearing the ring. You know what I'm saying? She was like, no, that's not it. What, Tatum, talk to me. What are you talking about? I'm confused on what's going on. She said, well, lo and behold, I went on a trip with my past boyfriend, who was the current boyfriend that we thought was the current boyfriend. The current boyfriend, we just gonna call him CB, current boyfriend. The current boyfriend at the time of this trip, Tatum, your friend, and lo and behold, this other dude, what we gonna get here? What we gonna call him? Ooh. He need a name. We gonna call him Christian. 50 Shades of Grey. But I'm not even gonna do Christian like that. That Christian is a totally different. What we gonna call this boy? Brody. We gonna call him Brody. You give me Brody vibes. You give me a Brody vibes. So, and Brody, Tatum current boyfriend, her friend, what we gonna call her? Do we need to give her name? Yes, we gonna call her Missy Brody. So, Tatum and current boyfriend, Missy and Brody. Couples trip. Now, mind you, Missy is the one who planned the trip. Right? So, Missy's idea is, hey, Tatum, I want you to meet my new boyfriend. And the way to do that, I'm gonna plan a trip. So you bring current boyfriend. I'm gonna bring my new boyfriend to introduce you to him, and we're just gonna have a couples weekend, right? Okay, so they get excited, make plans. Tatum is taking off Friday, so cause y'all doing this weekend couples trip retreat type situation, because Missy is excited about her new boo that she want to introduce to Tatum and current boyfriend. Stay with me. So they go to the retreat. You have no idea who new boo is. You don't know who Brody is, right? All you know is his name is Brody. You get to the retreat, to the couples weekend. You and current boyfriend are there first. So y'all setting up, because I think y'all went to like a little cabin situation. Y'all setting up, y'all getting stuff together, and waiting for Missy and Brody to come through. So when Missy calls you to say, hey girl, we outside, she was like, just stand there, make sure the door's unlocked, just stand there, because I want to make my grand entrance, because I'm really excited about this one. Because Missy had a little problems with relationships, which we all do. But, Missy really wanted to be in love. You know how the western side of the Americas really like embed this traditional fairy tale white picket fence BS to females. They want to make sure females know how to cook, clean, take care of kids, and yet y'all haven't taught men a mother when it comes down to relationships. All they know how to do is we just going to work. As long as I'm working, you should be happy. And that's just not the case, because you don't even know how to maneuver through your own emotions. She don't even know what you like. She don't even know you allergic to grapes over here, and she bringing up made a little security boy with grapes, and you say you trying to kill me? How I know? You ain't even say that. Anyway, anyway. So, like, she was like, okay. So she unlocked the door. Her current boyfriend standing there. And so current boyfriend is saying, do you know who? You know Brody? You know Brody? She was like, no. She was like, well, I mean, I've known a Brody, but I'm pretty sure this is not the same Brody. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was like, I'm excited. She was like, I'm excited because I'm happy for Missy because she really seems to like this person. Right? So Missy walks through the door and, hey, Tatum, current boyfriend, introducing my boo, my man. And I think of you. And walks through Brody. And when Brody walks through, Tatum, mouth drops. Her stomach hits the floor. Why? Why you say? Brody was Tatum's high school sweetheart. Child, Brody had moved away. They didn't even get things going. I think they had like a good year or so in high school. But you know, when you in high school, you think y'all gonna be together forever. Some people make that happen, but not for everybody. But I'm just saying. So when Brody walked through the door, he was like, oh my God, Tatum? Missy and current boyfriend like, you two know each other? You two know each other? Missy like, you know Tatum? You know Tatum? And he was like, yeah. So Tatum was like, oh my God, Brody. Because at this point, like, no, Missy didn't show no pictures. You just called out names. All you said was Tatum. All you said was Brody. Now, let's be real about it. Like, you not thinking because you and Missy became friends after high school because y'all weren't friends in high school. So, you had no idea about Brody. So, it's like, who would have thought? Because for whatever reason, Brody moved back to town. Tatum hadn't seen Brody. You had no idea Brody had moved back to y'all hometown. You hadn't seen him. You hadn't seen him. I truly believe Missy was out one night. Ran into Brody and was like, Brody fine, and this is somebody like I ain't hook up with, I ain't being with, and I'm having a bad little situation, so yeah, let's get together. And I ain't thinking, Brody probably not thinking like, who would think like this, Anyway, so yeah, so it's like everybody mouth on the floor. So Missy like, oh my God. So yeah, Tatum, this is Brody. Like, this is who I want to introduce you with. Mind you, Missy and Brody are dating. Right? There really hasn't been the conversation which a lot of people mess up with, because if you're dating somebody and you feeling it, y'all doing good, y'all even went to the next level as far as being intimate, and there has not been a conversation to say, hey, we're monogamous, hey, I want this, hey, I don't want you to see nobody else, I don't see nobody else, we together, we boyfriend and girlfriend, you my man, you my lady, whatever. Make it very clear that we're together, like we're committed. Don't disrespect me, I don't disrespect you type situation. That dating situation, like if we're dating, we're just going out to eat. Yeah, we doing what we do, but there has not been a conversation made it clear. Sweetums, you don't own it. Nachos. But at this point in time, Missy thinking this her man, because they having a good time, they hanging out, they doing whatever. So it's still quiet. So again, Brody breaks the silence and says, oh my God, Tatum, like I haven't seen you in a long time. So he walks up to Tatum and hugs her. So she hugged him back, and so she was like, oh my God, Brody. She was like, yeah. She was like, Missy didn't show me a picture. She just said Brody. And so he was like, right. And he was like, she didn't show me a picture. She just said Tatum. So, I mean, the millions Brodies in the world and the millions Tatums. Well, I won't say millions because, you know, Tatum is kind of rare. But I'm just saying. Like, and that's... I'm just saying. Anyway, but... Like, who to think? Like, you ain't showing no pictures or nothing. And nowadays, that, you know this person. Have you seen this person before? Anyway, that Missy didn't do that. She didn't do that. Maybe she didn't do that. Maybe she felt like because she was, you know, moving fast track with all the other ones, like she was just gonna keep him a secret. I get it. So Missy is like, oh my God, like, how do you guys know each other? So Brody and Tatum says in unison, we were high school sweethearts. Y'all still in sync? Y'all talking in unison and stuff? Okay, so I was like, okay, hold on, Tatum. Hold on. Time out. 20 seconds. So you, like, how many Brodies in your town? Because your town, you said your town not that big. And so she was like, well, I'm not thinking it's the Brody that I went to high school with because he left. Can't really be mad at it. So I feel her. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it can't be that Brody because you left town years ago. Like, we were together 9th grade, beginning of 10th grade, according to her. And he left. We are now adults. Haven't heard from you. Haven't said nothing. You haven't reached out on Facebook. Because, I mean, everybody not into social media. So, maybe he didn't have a social media. You haven't said nothing. So, who am I to think, like, this is that person? Because it's like, again, it's a small town. A small town is not for everybody. I love my hometown. Do I want to live there? No. I would love to visit. I love to visit now because there's just a certain feel that you're not going to get anywhere else. And those who get it, get it. There's just a certain feel you're not going to get anywhere else. I don't care how bad y'all trash our little hometown. There's a certain feel you're not going to get anywhere else. And sometimes you just have to experience other places to get what I'm talking about. Anyway. So, yeah. So I was like, okay, yeah. So he didn't come back. Y'all didn't reach out. Y'all didn't talk to each other. So, wow. Who would have thought? And like at this point in time, I think it's BS because at this point in time, like some secret vacay had happened. Secret vacay had happened. So I'm thinking it's BS. But then again, you know, people lose touch. Truth be told, people lose touch. Because there's this dude in high school, we went together. But I wonder where he at because we was real cool. He was real cool with a lot of people. And it's like, where he at? Anyway. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So they say high school sweethearts in unison. So current boyfriend and Missy looked at each other and then looked back at them. So Missy was like, oh, well, okay. Well, I wanted to introduce you, you know, to Brody. And so Tatum says, oh, okay, so your new boyfriend. Girl, you was strategic with that. You know what you was doing. You knew you wanted to make sure it was clear. Because when you saw Brody, baby, Brody done grew up. Probably done got fine. You know what you was doing. So, okay, yeah, your new boyfriend. Because not one time did Missy tell y'all that was her boyfriend. She said, boo. You knew what you was doing. But I see you. So, Missy says, yeah. And Brody interrupts her and says, no, we're just dating. So Missy cops, looks at Brody and said, excuse me? No, we're just dating. So now Missy is embarrassed. Because you brought Brody specifically to be introduced to your friend and her man. And then you just embarrassed me. You just said we dating. You just you just demoted me from girlfriend to dating. Well, truth be told, you probably didn't even get, what you call it? Promotion. You probably didn't get the promotion, but like right now, in front of all these people, baby, play the role and then demote me in private. You don't embarrass me in front of my homegirl and her boyfriend. Anyway, so lo and behold, it's like, okay, so we're just dating. So the current boyfriend is like, yeah, this is awkward. He was like, but okay, well, hey, I'm current boyfriend because Tatum, you ain't saying nothing. You ain't saying, hey, this is my boyfriend over here. Boyfriend, scratch that. Tatum, you ain't saying, this my fiance. Because he had already proposed to you, ma'am. You already had a ring. So, you ain't say nothing? So, boyfriend looking at you kind of sideways, but he's like, okay, yeah, I'm current boyfriend. So, Brody was like, oh, yeah, nice to meet you, man. And so, he was like, wow, Tatum. So, Tatum was like, okay, so yeah, let's break that. She was like, we already put up the groceries, so what do you want to do first? So, Missy is like, at this point, she ain't even feeling this trip no more. She was like, whatever y'all want to do. So, Tatum said they played games. After they played games, they cooked dinner. After dinner, they went to sleep because it was kind of late. Because, again, this is like a weekend cabin type situation. The next day, they did like little excursions, little whatever. And then came home, did dinner, and then left. Of course, she said the whole time it was awkward. Like, they were having little conversations to make like the weekend go through, but it was awkward. Everybody was kind of cordial silence, if that makes sense. It's like I'm talking just enough, but most of the time you can tell like it's awkward, it's silent. So Tatum was like, so we left, and in the car her boyfriend was like, so weird weekend, huh? And so she was like, yeah, it was kind of weird. She was like, everybody was silent, like nobody was really talking. And so the boyfriend was like, okay, Tatum, do I have something to be worried about? And so she was like, what do you mean? And so he was like, I can tell, like, there's some kind of tension. There's some kind of something between you and Brody. And so she was like, no, everything's fine. So, cool. She go home. At this point in time, if I'm not mistaken, at this point in time, Tatum is living with current boyfriend. They're living together. They're engaged. So Tatum goes home and she goes to her mom and said, Mom, guess what? Guess who I saw? And her mom was like, who? Brody. And she was like, Brody? She was like, yeah. She was like, oh my God, Brody's back in town? Yes, Brody's back in town. And so she was like, well, where did you see Brody at? And she was like, Missy brought him to the couples retreat. Her mom said, what? She was like, yeah, Missy brought him to the couples retreat. And so she was like, so he's dating Missy, your friend? And so she was like, well, Missy just said she was bringing Brody, and I clearly told Brody that she was bringing Tatum and the boyfriend. So she was like, I had no idea Brody was back in town. Did you know? And so mom was like, no. So she was like, oh, okay. So she was like, well, Tatum, is this going to be a problem? And so she was like, why would it be a problem? Like, that was high school. Clearly he's moved on. And so at this point in time, Tatum said, well, I realized and also noticed after we left the trip, I haven't heard from Missy. Missy hasn't said anything. So I called Missy, and Missy is dodging my calls. And so she sent her a text, and so she was like, Missy, we need to talk because I haven't heard from you. Like, what's going on? Is everything okay? So Missy was like, well, let's meet up for lunch. So they meet up for lunch. When they meet up for lunch, Missy was like, me and Brody are no longer together. And so she was like, oh no, what happened? And so Missy is like, you. And so she was like, what do you mean? And so she was like, I'm not stupid, Tatum. I'm not stupid. And at this point in time, this friendship is over. So Tatum is confused because she like, girl, I don't even know what you're talking about. Because nothing happened. Like, I haven't heard from you, haven't talked to you after the trip. Like, all I've been doing is going to work and going home. I've been with my boyfriend. I don't know what you're talking about. And so she was like, I'm not stupid. She said she got up and she left her at the table. So Tatum goes home, tell current boyfriend, like, hey, this is what happened at dinner when I met up with Missy. And Missy is no longer talking to me, and I don't understand. So the boyfriend asked again, Tatum, is there something for me to worry about? And so Tatum is like, why is everybody asking me that? And he was like, clearly, you did not see the energy between you and Brody. And so she was like, no, it was just like we were shocked to see each other because we haven't seen each other in years. And we used to be high school sweethearts. Like, she was like, what are the odds? So, lo and behold, she said a month goes by. She hadn't talked to Missy because, truth be told, Tatum is kind of busy. Again, Tatum works. She doesn't have children, but Tatum works. And she also has the other thing that she does on the side, right? So, she's busy. And during this time, I think, like, the other thing on the side kind of picks up. So, she's busy, not really paying nothing, no attention. She's just really hanging out with her boyfriend or whatever. She said a month later, Brody hits her up on social media. Brody hits her up and say, hey, is it possible that we can talk, we can meet, because I think we need to clear the air on some things. And so Tatum is like, I don't understand what we need to clear the air about, but okay, sure, yeah, let's meet in public. So they meet up to have lunch. Not a big place. So of course, people see Tatum with Brody. So it's just lunch. They're talking. They're trying to hash like the surprise weekend together, basically saying like, hey, what are the odds, and trying to catch up. How's your mom? How's family situations, etc., right? So Brody then says like, Tatum, do you still have feelings for me? He was like, there has been nobody. He was like, ever since I left, all I do is think about you. There's been nobody else who's been able to love me like you. And Tatum is like, I don't understand, because like we were freshmen, like we were in high school. So, and I'm engaged right now. And he was like, I just need you to be honest. Like, if you have no feelings for me at all, then I'll get up from this table and walk away. But if you have feelings for me, please let me know. So Tatum was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to hurt my boyfriend. So she left. Like, she got up and left. Like, this was a mistake. Well, lo and behold, before Tatum can even get home to tell her boyfriend what happened, it's a small town. If you lived in a small town, it's telephone. It's the game telephone. Somebody done said something. Somebody done called. Somebody done text. Somebody done did this. Somebody done said that. And then I got to the boyfriend before Tatum can even get home. Hey, Tatum at this over here eating dinner with Brody. He already know. But by the time he get the message, hey, Tatum over here with Brody, and they kissing and having sex on the table in front of everybody. I'm pretty sure, like, they made it more than what it was, according to her. So Tatum said she get home and current boyfriend is upset. He's livid. He was like, I'm preparing to marry you. I've supported you when you weren't able to work. I've helped your family out. Like, I don't understand. Why would you betray me like this? And Tatum was like, what is going on? She was like, I was coming in here to tell you that I met up with Brody. Oh, I know you met up with Brody. I know y'all were kissing and canoodling at the table. I promise y'all it's not racial. I'm just repeating what the girl told me. And canoodling at the table. And so she was like, canoodling? She was like, we were in public. And so she's like, because clearly we were in public. She's like, we weren't canoodling. We were talking. We were having a conversation. We were catching up. He asked about my family. I asked about his family. And I was like, and I came here to tell you, once he said, like, hey, is there anything between us? And he hasn't stopped thinking about me. I got up and left, and I told him I wasn't going to disrespect you. He said, you already disrespected me, because when he called you, or when he talked to you, or whatever he did to ask you to come to dinner, I should have been invited, or I should have known about it. And I said, Tatum, like, he right. Now, he right on that part, so he right. When that man reached out to you, you should have told him, like, hey, Brody invited me to lunch, or hey, you want to come with me to lunch with Brody, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just out of mutual respect. Because if the tables was turned, little mama, you would feel away. And so she was like, yeah, I get that. She was like, but I promise you I'm not thinking anything of it, because we're in public and everybody could see us. And she was like, you just met him, so you know he's with Missy. I said, well, do you know he's with Missy? Because Missy not talking to you. What's going on with that? And so she was like, right, because I'm not talking to her. I don't know. She was like, as far as I know, like, they're still together. And I was like, girl. So, and I was like, well, what's the bad part? And I was like, well, wait a minute. Who ring you got on? Because you said this not your current boyfriend ring. Because remember, I know current boyfriend. So she was like, no, it's not. And so she was like, current boyfriend told me to get out. I said, girl, he kicked you out. It's not funny. I said, girl, he kicked you out? She was like, yeah, he kicked me out the house. Oh. She was like, so I'm with my parents right now. And my parents are upset and they're trying to figure out like what's going on. And so she was like, I was distraught. And then Brody called me. And so when Brody called me to apologize about asking to meet up, or when he assumed like he crossed the line, I, was like, this is what's going on. And can you call current boyfriend to tell him like it's nothing between us? And so Brody was like, let's just meet up. And so when she met up with Brody, she was like, I met up with Brody and we started talking, and one thing led to another. I said, oh. She was like, yeah. So she was like, I knew, without a shadow of a doubt, after that, there was no way I could do my current boyfriend like that. So I took off the ring and told him like I couldn't marry him. And so when I told him that, he was like, you cheated on me, didn't you? You cheated on me, didn't you? So she was like, yeah. Yeah. He was like, you could see the tension, the electricity between you two. I'm not surprised. Good riddance. And so she's at her parents. And so when she's at her parents and she's telling her mom what's going on, because you're still at your parents. Like, you hadn't gone back to your fiance. You have not gone back to your fiance. So your mama is like, what's going on? Because, okay, a night or two, cool. But you been here for a little while. So what's going on? So she was like, I messed up. This is what happened. This is the whole story. I end up sleeping with Brody. I gave the ring back to current boyfriend. And Brody proposed to me 2 days later after we slept together. So the mom is like disappointed, disgusted, because she was like, oh my God, no. Because current boyfriend was good to her. And so she was like, no. And so she was like, you haven't even seen Brody. You don't even know this man. You don't know nothing about him. Why would you ruin your life like that? Why would you do that? Why would you even hurt current boyfriend like that? She's like, and then again, why would you hurt Missy? And so she was like, well, even when we were at the retreat, Brody said they were not together, like they were dating. And so she was like, her mom was like just flabbergasted, like just disgusted, basically. And she said her mom walked out of the room. And so she was like, well, you need to hurry up and, figure something out because you can't stay here. And I was like, well, that's kind of messed up. I ain't say messed up. I was like, that's kind of up. Like, what? And so she was like, yeah. And so she was like, and I was talking to Brody, and I was telling Brody, like, everything that was going on and how I just completely made a mess of everything. So Brody was like, forget all that. Don't worry about it. I'll fix it. And so she asked Brody, she was like, what do you mean? He was like, don't worry about it. I'll fix it. So she said when she got off work, the next day, Brody was like, you off work? And so she was like, yeah, I'm on my way home. He was like, okay, I'm going to meet you there. He met her to her mama's house, packed up her stuff, and moved her in his house. I said, oh, okay, Brody. Okay, Brody. Brody said, baby, when I tell you I want you, and this is what we doing. So she got a place to stay. So she was like, they together, planning a wedding, gonna be married at the end of the year. At the end of the year. And when I watch she's talking, it's not funny. I'm making light of it. Because, yeah, I'm crazy. Don't mind me. But while she's talking, like, she's crying. So she's hurt because she's like, I've hurt a lot of people in the process. I've hurt current boyfriend. I've hurt Missy. And I've disappointed my parents. And I don't want my parents to be disappointed in me. Because, mind you, Tatum is the only child. So she was like, I love my parents. And I was like, Tatum, first of all, you grown. Second of all, he did say him and Missy wasn't dating. Third of all, you had no idea that was the boy. And I was like, and fourth, I said, the only wrong I see in this is you did not tell your current boyfriend. Like I said, I believe if you told your current boyfriend and he would have told you do not go, I would hope you would have took you home. And so she was like, I said, oh. Oh, she was like, well, I don't know. I said, girl, I was like, listen, the only thing as of right now is what do you do now? You can't change what happened. What do you do now? I said, so do you want a relationship with Missy? And so she was like, me and Tatum were out to dinner. And I was like, oh my God. And so she was like, me and Tatum were out to dinner, and she walked up and she said, I knew it. And you were never a real friend anyway, and walked away. So there's no more Missy. I said, current boyfriend, you know is a no. Did you give his ring back? She said, I tried to. He said, keep it. He didn't want anything to do with me. I said, now as far as your parents, you can go and apologize. And I said, and once you apologize, even though I don't know what you would be apologizing for, she told you to find some place to stay. Your man took care of that. Your fiance. He took care of that. 2, she felt like, she discussed it, but let's be real. We all human. You don't know what you're going to do until you in that situation. It's so easy to say, oh, I would never, oh, I wouldn't, and you ain't even in it. Truth be told, girl, you done been married for a while, and that ain't even your man. That ain't even her daddy. So clearly, you've had experiences with a man where you was in love, thought you was in love, and it didn't work out. Quit playing. We don't even know the story to that. But you found somebody else and it worked out for you because y'all still married. Why you disappointed? Why you, how she went about it, yeah, but she an adult too. Anyway, I was like, Tatum, the only thing you can do is apologize to your mama, even though I don't see the reason you need to apologize. And I was like, but you want this to work. So apologize for disappointing her, and then tell her like, hey, let's have a conversation so we can work on this to get back to where we were. And so she was like, well, yeah, I'm just gonna let them cool out for a while. Mind you, like, she's crying still. Yes, I know y'all sitting there like, this whole story, have people been coming in and out? Yeah, she would move over, pause, they get their stuff, go, start back talking. So when she was completely finished and she got all her charts, she went to her desk. When she went to her desk, because she was on the other side of the building, I peeked my head out the door to Manager 1. Manager 1 said, people be coming in there talking, you be telling all the tea. Because she was listening, you can hear her. She was like, girl. I was like, right. Right. She was like, how you get her to say all that? And I was like, ma'am, all I did was say, she said, can she talk? And I was like, yeah, girl, talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me, boo. That's all I said. Me and Tatum was friends on Facebook until I removed her, because Tatum was still alive when I got hacked. So Tatum had to go. Her name is not really Tatum, but at that time, what year was that? 2016, 2017-ish is when I got hacked. I worked with Tatum around 2005, 2006. Tatum and Brody, when I removed her, were still together. I love you the mostest because you're definitely the dopest in real life. I'll see you in the next one.